Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we're going to be taking a deep dive into online business market research tools.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah, it should be really interesting. I think
Yeah.
we found a great article here from blogwidow.com called Best Tools for Online Business Market Research, a Beginner's Guide.
Okay.
It was published on February 7th, 2025. So very recently.
Fresh.
Yeah, fresh off the presses.
Love it.
I'm really excited to see what they have to say about this because I think these tools can really help people make smart decisions for their businesses.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, starting a business without market research is kind of like setting sail without a map or a compass. You might end up somewhere interesting,
Oh, yeah.
but you might not end up where you wanted to go.
That's a great analogy. I like that. So let's start with the basics. The article highlights four key benefits of market research: identifying your target audience, analyzing competitors, tracking industry trends, and reducing risk.
hmm
Let's talk about that last one for a second. Reducing risk. Why is that so crucial?
Okay, well, imagine you're building a house. You wouldn't just start laying bricks without a blueprint, would you?
No.
You need to understand the foundation, the structure, the potential challenges that you might face. The same goes for your business. Market research is your blueprint. It helps you validate your ideas, make sure there's an actual demand for what you're offering,
Right.
and, avoid costly mistakes down the line.
So it's all about working smarter, not harder.
Exactly.
I love it. Okay, so let's jump into the tools themselves.
Okay.
First up, Google Trends. I feel like everyone's heard of this,
Right.
but I'm willing to bet most people aren't using it to its full potential. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
Mm.
Google Trends can be so powerful.
Yep.
Let's say, for example, you're thinking about launching a new line of athleisure wear.
Okay.
You can use Google Trends to see, how search interest in terms like yoga pants or running shorts or even sustainable activewear has changed over time. You can see if it's a growing market, if it's a seasonal trend, maybe it's even a fad that's on its way out.
And the best part is it's completely free.
Exactly.
So no excuses for not at least taking a peek.
Totally.
Okay. The article also mentions SEMrush and Ahrefs. Now, these tools seem a bit more intense.
Yeah, they're definitely more advanced, but they offer so much information. They're like your competitive intelligence toolkit.
Ooh.
So let's say you want to understand why your competitor's website is ranking higher than yours for certain keywords.
Okay.
You can use SEMrush or Ahrefs to analyze their backlink profile to see what keywords they're targeting and even get insights into their content strategy.
So it's not just about spying on the competition.
No,
It's about understanding what they're doing well so you can learn from them, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
You don't want to just copy them, obviously.
Right. Of course not.
But you can use their successes to inform your own strategy.
Okay, so how do you actually translate that information into action?
Well, let's say you discover that your competitor is ranking really well for a specific long-tail keyword. Maybe it's best yoga pants for petite women
Yeah.
or eco-friendly running shoes for marathon training.
Right.
You might realize that there's a gap in your own content strategy and create a blog post or a product page that specifically targets that underserved niche.
That makes a lot of sense. It's about finding those opportunities to differentiate yourself
Mm-hmm.
and stand out from the crowd.
Okay, moving on to SurveyMonkey. Now, this one's all about getting direct feedback from your audience.
Yeah.
I love the idea of going straight to the source, but crafting good survey questions.
Oh.
That's an art in itself, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. A poorly worded survey can lead to misleading or unhelpful results. So you got to think of it like conducting an interview. You want to ask open-ended questions that encourage thoughtful responses, not
Yeah.
just yes or no answers.
Right.
And be mindful of potential biases. Make sure your questions are phrased in a neutral way.
So it's about being strategic and intentional with your questions.
Yeah.
Not just throwing them out there randomly.
Yeah.
And once you have all the responses, what then? Well, then you get to analyze them.
Okay.
You can look for patterns and trends and common themes.
Mhm.
For example, you might discover that a significant portion of your respondents are looking for a specific feature that you don't currently offer.
That could be a really valuable insight.
Exactly.
Okay, that's really interesting. It's like having a direct conversation with your customers and getting a glimpse into their needs and desires. All right, next on our list is answer the public.
Mm.
This one sounds super intriguing. The article calls it the mind reader tool.
Well, maybe not quite mind reading,
Okay.
but it definitely taps into what people are thinking and searching for online. So let's say you're in the e-commerce space and you sell handmade jewelry.
Right.
You can type in handmade jewelry into Answer the Public, and it will generate this web of questions that people are actually asking.
Oh, wow.
Like where to buy unique handmade jewelry, how to care for handmade jewelry. Is handmade jewelry a good gift?
And then you can use those questions to create content that directly addresses those queries. Like you could write a blog post about caring for handmade jewelry or create a gift guide featuring your most popular pieces.
It's brilliant.
That's brilliant.
Okay.
Okay, now for something a bit more data heavy, let's talk about Statista. This
Yeah.
one seems like a goldmine of information.
It is. Statista is a treasure trove of market data statistics reports from all these reputable sources.
Yeah.
So it's your go-to resource for backing up your claims, validating your assumptions, and just getting a big picture understanding of your industry.
Mhm.
Let's say you're putting together a business plan and you need to include data on market size or growth trends or consumer demographics. Statista is a perfect place to find that information.
It's like having a research librarian at your fingertips.
No, right?
I love that. All right, moving on to BuzzSumo.
Okay.
I've heard a lot about this one, especially in the content marketing world. What's all the buzz about?
Well, BuzzSumo is all about understanding what content is resonating online.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you're in the travel niche and you want to see what types of content are performing well on social media.
Yep.
You can use BuzzSumo to analyze which travel articles are getting the most shares, the most likes, the most comments. You can get insights into what topics are trending, what formats are popular, and who the key influencers are in your space.
So you can use that information to inform your own content strategy.
Exactly.
Like if you see that listicles about top 10 hidden gems in Europe are performing well, maybe you'll create your own list about hidden gems in Asia or South America.
That's a great idea.
And finally, we have Ubersuggest.
Okay.
This one seems like a great option for folks who are just starting out or have limited budget.
Yeah, it is. Ubersuggest is very user-friendly. It's affordable.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great tool for keyword research and SEO analysis. So let's say you're launching a new online store that sells eco-friendly cleaning products. You can use Ubersuggest to find relevant keywords that people are actually searching for, like natural cleaning products, non-toxic cleaning supplies, even eco-friendly dish soap.
And then you can use those keywords to optimize your product descriptions, your website copy, and even your blog posts.
Yes.
So that way when people search for those terms, your store is more likely to show up in the results.
Exactly. Even a basic understanding of SEO can make a huge difference in your online visibility and attract more potential customers to your site.
All right, we've covered a lot of ground here, but before we move on, let's take a moment to recap and compare these amazing tools.
Okay.
First, we have Google Trends, our free and user-friendly trend spotter. Then we have SEMrush and Ahrefs, our powerful competitors analysis tools. Don't forget SurveyMonkey for getting direct feedback from your audience and Answer the Public for tapping into those all-important questions they're asking. We also explored Statista, our data powerhouse, BuzzSumo for social media insights, and Ubersuggest, our affordable SEO sidekick.
It's quite the lineup. And what's great is that each tool offers, a unique perspective and set of features. I think the key is not to get overwhelmed by all the options.
Right.
It's about choosing the tools that are most relevant to your needs and your goals.
So how do you know which tool is the right fit for you?
Well, I think it's helpful to start with a clear understanding of what you're trying to achieve. Are you primarily focused on competitor analysis? Do you want to gather direct customer feedback?
Yeah.
Are you looking to optimize your content for search engines?
Once you know what you're looking for, you can narrow down your options and choose the tools that are best suited to answer your specific questions.
Exactly. It's like having a toolbox.
Yeah,
You wouldn't use a hammer to tighten a screw, right?
right.
Each tool has its strengths and weaknesses, and you want to make sure you're choosing the right tool for the job.
So it's not about using every single tool under the sun. It's
Yeah.
about being strategic and selecting the ones that will help you achieve your specific objectives.
I love it.
All right, that's a great place to wrap up part one.
I agree. But we're just getting started. In part 2, we'll dive deeper into how to apply these tools in real-world scenarios and share some practical tips for getting the most out of your market research efforts.
Stay tuned, folks. We'll be right back after a short break. Hashtag TTS, The Deep Dive, episode 2025 Zoo207, part 2 of 3. Welcome back, everyone. I don't know about you, but I am feeling a lot more confident about tackling market research after exploring all those tools.
Yeah.
But how do we actually put them into practice?
That's a great point. Tools are only as good as the person using them. It's like having a state-of-the-art kitchen but not knowing how to cook.
Right.
So let's talk about some practical ways that you can use these tools to, level up your business strategy.
Okay, I'm all ears. Where do we start?
Well, one of the most fundamental aspects of any business is understanding your ideal customer.
Mm.
Who are they?
Right, your target audience.
Exactly. What are their pain points? What
Yeah.
are their
The
aspirations?
article mentions that,
Right.
but doesn't really go into detail about how these tools can help you pinpoint that.
Yeah, it's true. They kind of glossed over that. But these tools can be so helpful for building that detailed picture of your ideal customer. Let's take Google Trends, for example. You can use it to see what keywords your target audience is searching for,
Okay.
what questions they're asking, and even where they're located.
So if you're selling organic baby food, you might see that searches for best organic baby food are trending upwards. You might also notice that most of those searches are coming from California.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That gives you valuable information about your audience's interests and demographics. And you can take it a step further by using SEMrush or RFs to analyze your competitors' audience demographics.
Okay.
What are their age ranges?
Well, interesting.
What are their interests?
Wow.
What social media platforms are they using?
It's like getting a sneak peek into their playbook.
Yeah,
And then you can use that information to refine your own marketing strategy and target your ideal customer more effectively.
exactly. You can tailor your messaging, your content, even your advertising campaigns to resonate with that specific audience. And don't forget about SurveyMonkey. You can use surveys to get direct feedback from your existing customers and gather valuable insights into their, needs, preferences, and pain points.
Right. It's like having a focus group at your fingertips. You can ask questions about their experiences with your products or services, what they like, what they don't like, and what improvements they would like to see.
And those qualitative insights can be just as valuable as the quantitative data that you get from Google Trends or SEMrush. It's all about getting a holistic understanding of your target audience.
Okay, so we've talked about using these tools to understand your ideal customer.
Right.
What about product development?
Okay.
How can market research help you create products or services that people actually want?
That's another area where these tools can really shine. Let's say you have a brilliant idea for a new product.
Okay.
Before you invest time and money into development, you can use Google Trends to see if there's actually any search interest in that type of product.
Oh, that's smart.
Are people searching for keywords related to your idea?
Okay.
Is there an upward trend in search volume?
So if you're thinking about creating a new line of vegan protein bars,
Uh-huh.
you might search for keywords like vegan protein bars, plant-based protein snacks, or healthy vegan snacks, and see if there's a consistent or growing interest in those types of products.
Exactly. And you can use Answer the Public to delve deeper into what questions people are asking about those types of products.
Oh, okay.
Are they looking for specific flavors?
Mm-hmm.
Are they concerned about ingredients or nutritional value?
Yeah.
Are they looking for convenience or portability?
You can use those insights to shape your product development process.
Yes.
Maybe you'll realize that there's a high demand for gluten-free vegan protein bars,
Right.
or that people are looking for bars with unique flavors like matcha or turmeric.
It's all about validating your assumptions and making sure you're creating a product that people are actually willing to buy. And don't underestimate the power of feedback. You can use SurveyMonkey to create a survey and get feedback on your product idea before you even launch it.
That's a great point. Why not get feedback early on and incorporate it into your product development process rather than waiting until after you've launched and potentially having to make costly changes?
Exactly. It's all about being proactive and using market research to mitigate risk and increase your chances of success.
Okay, I'm starting to see how powerful these tools can be, but it's also becoming clear that market research isn't a one-time task.
Right.
It's an ongoing process.
Absolutely. You're constantly gathering information, analyzing data, and refining your strategy. The market is always evolving, consumer preferences are changing, new competitors are emerging.
So how do you stay ahead of the curve? How do you make sure you're not falling behind?
Well, one way is to set up alerts or notifications for specific keywords or topics that are relevant to your industry. That way you'll be notified whenever there's a surge in search volume or a new trend emerges.
So if you're in the fashion industry, you might set up an alert for sustainable fashion or ethical clothing, so you'll be in the loop whenever those topics are gaining traction.
Exactly.
Hmm.
And it's also important to stay informed about what your competitors are doing. You can use SEMrush or Ahrefs to track their website traffic monitor, their backlink profile, and see what keywords they're targeting.
So it's not about being paranoid or obsessed with your competitors.
No.
It's about staying informed and understanding how the competitive landscape is evolving.
Exactly. Knowledge is power. And the more you know about your market, your competitors, and your customers, the better equipped you'll be to make informed decisions and adapt to change.
All right, let's talk about content marketing. That seems to be a big buzzword these days.
It is.
How can these tools help you create content that resonates with your target audience and drives results?
Content marketing is all about creating valuable, engaging content that attracts and retains a clearly defined audience.
Mm-hmm.
And these tools can be incredibly helpful for developing a content strategy that aligns with your target audience's needs and interests.
Okay, so how do you actually go about doing that?
Well, one of the most powerful tools for content marketing is Answer the Public.
Mm.
We touched on this earlier,
Right.
but it's worth reiterating. You can use it to uncover those burning questions that your target audience is asking online.
So if you're selling skincare products,
Uh,
you might type in skincare routine or best moisturizer for dry skin and see what questions are popping up.
exactly. And those questions can be gold mines for content ideas.
Hmm.
You can create blog posts, articles, videos, or even social media posts that directly address those queries.
So instead of just guessing what your audience wants to read or watch, you're using data to inform your content strategy.
Exactly. You're aligning your content with what people are actually searching for, which is crucial for attracting traffic to your website and building a loyal audience.
And don't forget about BuzzSumo. You can use it to see what types of content are performing well in your industry.
That's a great point.
Yep.
BuzzSumo is a fantastic tool for analyzing content performance and understanding what's resonating with your target audience. You can see what articles are getting the most shares, likes, comments. You can identify influencers who are sharing similar content.
So you can get inspiration from what's already working and adapt those successful strategies to your own content. Like if you see that long-form blog posts about sustainable travel are performing well, maybe you'll create your own in-depth guide to eco-friendly travel destinations.
Exactly. It's about learning from the best and using those insights to inform your own content creation process.
Okay, so we've talked about content ideas, but what about optimizing that content for search engines?
That's where SEO comes in.
Right?
And tools like Ubersuggest can be so helpful for understanding how to optimize your content for specific keywords and improve your website's ranking in search results.
So if you're writing a blog post about healthy breakfast recipes, you might use Ubersuggest to research keywords like healthy breakfast ideas, easy breakfast recipes, or quick and healthy breakfast.
You got Ubersuggest can show you the search volume for those keywords, how competitive they are, and even suggest related keywords that you might want to target.
And then you can incorporate those keywords into your blog post title headings and body copy to make it more likely that your content will show up when people search for those terms.
Exactly. It's all about making your content visible and accessible to the people who are actively searching for information related to your niche.
All right, we've covered a lot of ground here, but I think it's clear that these tools can be incredibly powerful for anyone who's serious about growing their business.
I agree. They can help you understand your target audience, validate your product ideas, create compelling content, and even stay ahead of the competition.
But I think it's important to remember that these tools are just a means to an end. They're not a magic bullet.
That's a crucial point. The real magic comes from the insights you gain from using these tools and how you apply those insights to your business strategy.
It's about being curious, asking the right questions, and using data to inform your decisions.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to experiment. Try out different tools, see what works for you, and adapt your approach as you go.
The world of market research is constantly evolving, so it's important to stay flexible and keep learning.
And don't be afraid to reach out for help. There are plenty of resources available, including blogs, podcasts, and even online courses that can teach you the ins and outs of market research.
Great advice. And speaking of resources, let's not forget about the article itself.
Oh, yeah.
It's a great starting point for anyone who wants to learn more about these tools and how to use them effectively.
Absolutely. It's a valuable resource that we've only just begun to scratch the surface of.
Well, I'm excited to dive in even deeper. In part 3, we'll tackle some listener questions and share some final thoughts on how to make market research an integral part of your business journey.
Sounds good to me. Let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back with more market research goodness. Hashtag TTS, the Deep Dive Episode 2025-0207, Part 3 of 3.
Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into online business market research tools. We've covered a lot of ground, from understanding why market research is so crucial to exploring some of the most powerful tools available. Now I'm really eager to hear from you, our listeners. What questions have bubbled up for you during this exploration?
Yeah, I'm always fascinated by the questions our listeners come up with. It's
Yeah.
like getting a glimpse into their unique challenges and how they're thinking about applying these tools. in their own businesses.
All right, let's dive into some of these questions. This first one is from Jessica, and she asked, I'm just starting out and feeling a bit overwhelmed by all these tools. Do I really need to use all of them?
That's a really common feeling, Jessica. And the short answer is no. You don't need to use every single tool out there. It's
Yeah.
more about finding the ones that align with your specific needs and goals. Think about it this way. A carpenter wouldn't use every tool in their toolbox for every single project.
Right.
They would select the ones that are best suited for the task at hand.
That's a great analogy. So if Jessica is primarily focused on understanding her target audience and creating content that resonates with them,
Yeah.
she might start with Google Trends and answer the public to get a sense of what people are searching for and what questions they're asking.
Exactly. She can use those insights to inform her content strategy and create blog posts, videos, or social media posts that directly address those needs and interests.
Okay, here's another question. This one's from Michael. He asks, what's the one piece of advice you would give to someone who's just starting their market research journey?
Oh, that's a great question, Michael. If I had to boil it down to one key piece of advice, it would be to be curious,
Okay.
ask questions, explore different avenues, and don't be afraid to challenge your assumptions. Market research is all about uncovering insights and understanding the why behind the data.
It's about approaching it with a beginner's mind,
Yeah.
even if you've been in business for a while.
Exactly. The market is constantly evolving, so it's important to stay open to new information and be willing to adapt your strategy as needed.
Okay, we have time for one more question. This one is from Sarah, and she asks, I've gathered a lot of data using these tools, but I'm not sure what to do with it now. How do I actually turn data into actionable insights?
That's a great question, Sarah, and it's where a lot of people get stuck.
Yeah.
It's not enough to just collect data. You need to know how to analyze it and extract meaningful insights. One helpful approach is to look for patterns and trends in the data.
Okay.
What are the common themes that are emerging?
Yeah.
What are the key takeaways that you can apply to your business?
So if Sarah is seeing a recurring theme of people searching for eco-friendly products in her industry,
Yeah.
she might consider incorporating more sustainable practices into her business or highlighting the eco-friendly aspects of her existing products.
Exactly. It's about connecting the dots and finding ways to translate those insights into tangible actions.
And sometimes it's about spotting those outliers, those unexpected data points that challenge your assumptions and lead you to new discoveries.
Absolutely. Market research is full of surprises, and those unexpected insights can often be the most valuable.
Well, this has been an incredibly insightful journey into the world of market research tools. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling energized and ready to put these insights into action.
Me too. I hope our listeners are feeling the same way.
Yeah.
Remember, market research is not just about gathering data. It's about using that data to make informed decisions, create better products and services, and ultimately build a more successful business.
It's about understanding your audience, connecting with them on a deeper level, and creating something truly valuable.
Real said. And remember, the journey of market research is never truly over.
That's true.
It's an ongoing process of discovery, adaptation, and growth.
So stay curious, stay engaged, and never stop exploring the world of market research.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, that wraps up this episode of The Deep Dive. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time for another exciting exploration.
See ya.